All right, so I sat down earlier today and played a little bit of Midnight Society's snapshot of their latest build of Deadrop. This is obviously Doc's new Battle Royale, and the last snapshot wasn't that impressive. Some of the art looked good. There just wasn't really a lot there to talk about. Well, with this snapshot, we got a brand new PvP mode with up to 18 players in this test environment. There's still not a lot to talk about with this build, but there's a lot more to discuss compared to the last one, so that's what this video is. If you guys end up liking it, leave a like on it, a dislike if you didn't. My name is BigfryTV. Let's get into it. So running around this new testing environment, they opened up the doors to their design philosophy in terms of the maps. It's a completely white box level, a lot of verticality and a lot of different points of interest around the map, a lot of windows and a lot of places to get shot from. And I have to say, for a battle royale, this is easily one of the most unique maps that I've seen. Fuck me, in multiplayer gaming, this is one of the coolest maps that I have seen. Again, completely white box, not a single texture in sight, but it gives us an opportunity to see kind of the flow of combat. You drop in on these random points around the map. There's containers to pick up with random floppy disks and hand grips and obelisks, and the whole objective is to be the last person standing. Now, the testing environment right now is up to 18 players. I don't know what the final number is going to be. Right now, you're just running around, picking up weapons and shooting other players, and that's really what it is. At a base level, if you're talking about the gunplay, the gameplay, it's not good. I'm just gonna be completely honest, it's not good. If you're sitting here wondering if you're missing out on buying and backing the Midnight Society, you're not. If you're just looking for a core game experience, it's just not there. But I will say that I'm kind of running around here getting a feeling that if these guys could just take, 3 or 4 years with the team that they have, this might turn into something. It could. It absolutely could. And when I see the map and kind of how the flow is and what the objective is and watching the extractions happen, I could see it being a really cool battle royale. But what I will say is I was one of the first people back in, I want to say 2014 or 2015 to play the alpha of PUBG before it really blew the fuck up. My first game I played, it was a complete dub, and it was early days then too, and the game played really, really bad. But at the same time, while I was playing it and I got my first dub and I felt that rush, I felt like that game was going to blow up. And I remember saying it in one of my first videos when the NDAs lifted. I said this game was going to be the next big battle royale. I'm running around here and I'm not quite seeing that yet. You guys know that I'm hypercritical of, games going out too early and asking for feedback when it really doesn't make any sense. For Doc to put out this snapshot, to me, makes no sense. Doc has a vision. Doc has talked about the games that he's wanted to make, but I'm not seeing anything on screen here that screams, this is Doc's vision. This is the equivalent of a bunch of marketplace assets slapped together. There's nothing here. I can't give you feedback on the gunplay because none of the guns are fucking tuned. Look at this SMG. It fires like shit. And I'm not even talking about hitting long range shots. I know it's not going to be effective, but even the close range, it just jumps so much, like it's not even tuned. I can't critique it because you guys already know that it's fucked. The shotguns don't feel good at all. The rifles don't feel good at all. The iron sights are trash. You guys know all of this. The models aren't final. There's no art in here. What are you expecting for feedback? It's a white box level with no art. There's no particles. There's nothing there that's really going to tax our systems. The game's running at around 50 to 70 FPS. The scale of the map is really, really cool. It's the only thing that we can talk about because it's the only thing there that is actually worth talking about. The map looks great. It flows nice. Talking about effective ranges with rifles and stuff is kind of a lost cause because we don't know, hey, am I going to be able to shoot that far? Am I effective at that range to hit those shots from this angle and this angle? We just don't know yet. So I still think it's too early to talk about. This isn't exclusive to Doc's game. Every game has potential. Every single game. You could take the worst games that I have covered on this channel, and Deadrop isn't the worst. It's nowhere close to the best, but it's not supposed to be at this point. But the question I have is, why is this being shown in this state? You have a map that's white box that isn't final. You have a player inventory system that we can see. You have containers that you can access throughout the map, and you have a base primitive version of an FPS, and you guys know it. So I'm just really confused. Give this game 3 years, sure, and it could be the next big FPS. It could be the next iteration, the next level of Battle Royale. But can I actively say that right now? Fuck no, I can't. Do I think that these guys are going to make something, unique and good? I actually do. But until we start seeing some meat on the bones of this, there's really nothing for us to talk about. I'm not excited. I'm not writing the game off. You can shoot people in it now. Great. We'll see what it's like in 3 years. I'm going to keep covering these snapshots just to show the progress. This is how I'm feeling. I'm not disappointed by it at all. It's kind of like a big nothing burger. It's like, it's not there yet. There's nothing to excite me. There's nothing for me to write it off. I'm just kind of very mid about it. I think the more they show progress, the more people are going to be excited about it. I think there's still a lot of people reeling over the NFTs to get access to this game, and I totally get it. As a game itself, trust me, you guys are not missing a fucking thing yet. Once the game kind of ramps up into that beta state and we can kind of see where the vision is going, that's where I'm going to start jumping in and being hypercritical about certain decisions that they make with the gunplay, the animations, the movement. This point, it's still so early days. It's like criticizing a caveman for starting a fire when all he has is a stick in his hand. Let me know what you guys think down below. Again, I don't know what you guys are going to comment on, kind of like me. I'm trying to give you guys an update. Hey, there's guns in it now.